बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बि यस्सिर वला तुअस्सिर वतम्मिम बिल खैर आमीन या रब्बल आलमीन. Our today's topic is huruful atfi. Harf is singular, huruf is plural. We have talked about waw as a conjunction. Today we are going to talk about these three conjunctions: waw, fa, and summa. There are many more, but we are today only going to focus on these three. And we are going to look at the differences between these three and how they are used in sentences. Waw, we know is simple, that means and. Let us look at these examples. When we say Ja'a Hamidun wa Zaidun, so Ja'a is fail, which means came, Hamid came, Hamid and Zaid came. Okay, so few points to note about waw is that it does not give order in the sequences of events, or in this case arrival of these two persons. It doesn't give order. This does not necessarily mean that Hamid came and then Zaid came. Hamid and Zaid may have come at the same time. Hamid may have come before Zaid, or Zaid may have come before Hamid. So it doesn't really give us an order of events. And not only that, waw does not exactly tell us what was the time interval between the arrival of these two persons. As I said, they may have come at the same time. They may have come 1 hour apart, 2 hours apart, 1 week apart, 1 month apart. So any period of time. So it doesn't really give us any order, nor it does tell us anything about the time of arrival of these two persons. On the other hand, when we say Ja'a Hamidun fa Zaidun, here this fa gives order. This certainly means Hamid came and then Zaid came. Not only that, there is only short period of time between the arrival of these two persons. Ja'a Hamidun fa Zaidun means Hamid came and soon after that Zaid arrived. So there is not a long interval between the arrival of these two persons. Or if there are events, one event may have happened soon after the other one. Let's look at summa. Ja'a Hamidun summa Zaidun. Hamid came and then Zaid came. So summa also gave order in the events the way they are happening. But summa also tells us that there was an extensive period of time, not a brief period of time between the arrival of these two persons, but an extensive period of time between the arrival of these two persons. So Hamid came and then Zaid came. So Zaid may have come, for example, half an hour later, 10 hours later, 1 day later, 2 weeks later. However, if we look at the context, for example, if they both are going to attend, for example, a birthday party, so we will imagine that Hamid came and maybe about 1 hour later Zaid came. So it can't be that Hamid came and Zaid came the next day. So context has to be taken into account as well, and that's how it works. Let's also look at this, how we're going to translate this. For example, we say Ja'a Hamidun fa Zaidun summa Khalidun. This means we can translate it this way, that Hamid came, soon after that Zaid followed, and a significant time later Khalid arrived. So Hamid and Zaid, they came kind of not very far as far as the time is concerned, not a long period of interval between their arrival, but definitely Summa means Khalid came sometime later. Again, it will depend on the context. If it was arrival at a holiday resort, so Hamid came and Zaid probably followed soon after that, about half an hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes later, and Khalid may have come the next day. So that's the difference between waw, fa, and summa. Let us look at some Quran examples. Let's look at this example first. Summa amatahu fa akbarahu. Let's ignore this summa at this point in time because it is related to the previous ayah. Amatahu fa akbarahu. He makes him die, and then fa means soon after this event, the death, he assigns him a grave. And this is not physical grave. This is a Surah Abasa, Surah number 80 and ayah number 21. So he makes him die and then assigns him a grave, which means immediately soon after the death, a grave is assigned, and that's not physical grave as we know it. And then next ayah is Summa iza sha'a ansharahu. And then when he would wish, he is going to raise him. So Summa is clearly longer period of time here. So the soon he died, he was assigned a grave, and then it's gonna take a significant period of time before he is going to be raised again, and that's clearly mean the day of judgment, the day of resurrection. So that summa could be any period of time. Clearly it could be 20 years, 40 years, 100 years, 200 years, million years. So it doesn't really give any time scale, but only tells us that it is going to be an extensive period of time before this is going to happen. I find this ayah quite interesting. This is ayah number 28 of Surah Baqarah. كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون. So كيف تكفرون بالله? How can you disbelieve Allah? How can you disbelieve God? How can you deny God? وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا. You were lifeless. You are dead or you are lifeless. فَأَحْيَاكُمْ. So He gave you life. He made you alive. Look here, focus here that fa has been used here. So when you are dead, you are lifeless, it appears to me that you are quickly brought to life. And what does that mean? In another ayah in the Quran, part of the ayah is Alastu bi rabbikum? Qalu bala. So all of us, when we were in the form of souls, that's the explanation of that Allah asked us, God asked us, Alastu bi rabbikum, am I not your Lord? And qalu bala. So all said yes, of course. Okay. And then we were put to sleep. Okay. And then we came to this world. Okay. So what fa here means, I can imagine that fa has been used because clearly we were not at that time in our time zone, and fa and summa, they only apply to our time zone, to our universe. So we were possibly somewhere there was no concept of time, and when we brought to this world, fa has been used as if yeah, you were there and there was no time there, really there was no concept of time there, and then you were given life. Okay, now after that, now we are in the time zone. Summa yumitukum, he is then going to make you die, he is going to give you death. Summa has been used, and summa also means variable period of time, because some people are going to die in childhood, some in adulthood, some in middle age or beyond middle age, and some may survive up to 100 years or beyond. So summa yumitukum, he is going to make you die, he is going to give you death. Summa yuhyikum, he is going to make you alive. So summa has been used. So that basically means this grave which we have been assigned, that is still in our time zone somewhere, because summa has been used, and summa yuhyikum, so he is going to make you alive, and that could be long period of time. Summa yumitukum, summa yuhyikum, so that life is going to be clearly near the time of the judgment, when accountability will start, and we will be made accountable what we have done in our life. So summa has been used, and that could be an extensive period of time, hundreds of years, thousands of years, millions of years, we don't know. And then when that accountability has taken place, I'm just looking at the grammar, I have not really gone through any tafsir of this ayah, just looking at the grammar, that means then when that has happened, and what's going to happen after that? Some are going to go to paradise, and some are going to go, unluckily, to hell. So that's going to happen after this, and then next part is summa ilayhi turjaun, then you will return to him. Again, I really don't know what that means, because summa has been used here again, and summa means after this accountability, which is possibly going to be, which is clearly going to be in our time zone, which means in our universe somewhere, and maybe on this planet, who knows. And then whatever you are assigned, paradise or otherwise, then that is also going to be in this time zone. And where is that going to be? In our universe somewhere, or maybe on this planet, which may be expanded. So then you are going to return to him. I don't know what that means. After that extensive period of time, you're going to go back to him. And if, we know the story that Adam was made from clay, and God infused in him. Soul was infused in him. And I'm just imagining if that soul or in whatever was infused was part of him, for example, then that is going go back to him. That's one way of looking at it. I really don't know. Allah knows better. Perhaps you should also think and focus and see what you make of this. There's another ayah here which I found interesting, because there has been a little disagreement from some. Majority opinion is the majority opinion. So inni mutawaffikum warrafiuka. That is Surah Al Imran, ayah number 55. That's about war here. Remember, war does not give order, and also does not tell which event is happening. Order no order means we don't know which event is happening first. So this is about Prophet Jesus. Inni mutawaffika. First is mutawaffi. Tawaffa, yatawaffa, mutawaffin, mutawaffan, ismul fa'il and ismul maf'ul. There's a difference between the meaning of the basic part of a verb, which is waffa, yuwaffa, wafa'un. Waffa means to compensate fully, to give fully. When it comes to this form of the word, the verb, then the meaning changes in a way that to take fully, to receive fully, or it also means to make someone die, and also it is used as intransitive, to die. So here, if the meaning is taken as some scholars think, they're clearly minority, that they say Jesus' life was taken, that the second meaning of that, rather than to receive fully. To receive fully will be to receive both body as well as soul. So that will be one meaning, but some say, that means death. So he died. Wa rafeoka. I'm going to, if that what means, if the meaning is taken that way, that I'm going to make you die and then raise you. But then the next word is Elijah, towards me. So even if we take this meaning, so this may have happened first here, because war does not give order. So inni rafeoka ilayya wa mutawaffika, which will mean then I'm going to raise you towards me. That means the whole of you. And then you're going to return to this earth, and then I'm going to give you normal death. That could be one way of looking at it. And the second will be clearly that I'm going to take you full, soul as well as the body, which means I'm going to take you alive, up, and Rafioka Elia, and raise you towards me. So Prophet Jesus was taken up alive, and he is going to return to this world to complete the rest of his life.